This one, it's not messy, it's not outrageous, it's just real. And honestly, it kind of gutted me. So here's the post. It's titled, "Would I be the asshole for remarrying my ex, even though I'm going to die?" And just from that alone, you know this is going to be heavy.
God, I already feel that lump in my throat. I mean, just the weight of that title. Okay, let's hear it. I already know this one's going to sit with me.
All right. Here's what the writer says. I know this post is morbid and dark, so I apologize for that. I, 36F, am close to dying. I have terminal cancer, and I only have about a year or two left. I've accepted and made my peace with them, and I don't mind openly talking about it.
I can't imagine being able to speak that openly about your own death. That's heavy, but also kind of beautiful, the way she's made peace with it.
Totally. She's not asking for pity, she's just being real. And here's where it gets more layered. I also have a less than common relationship. My current partner/boyfriend, 38M, is also my ex-husband. Me and him married right out of high school, stayed together through college, had 3 kids together, 12M, 11F, and 4M. We divorced when our daughter was 3 because of his intense work schedule. It was a lot of heartbreak and pain, but at the time, it felt right for both of us despite that.
Okay, so this isn't some casual reconnection. This is deep history. Kids, love, pain, and life just happened. The fact that work tore them apart is something so many couples go through. It doesn't mean the love wasn't real.
Exactly. And now we get to the part where everything shifted. 2 years after the divorce, I was first diagnosed with cancer, and he reduced his work hours so he could take more time with the kids, and it slowly shifted to him also taking care of me. We rekindled our romance, but didn't get remarried. I got lucky the first time around and was declared cancer-free at 31. I had my youngest child at 32 and was re-diagnosed at 34. We tried treatments, but it's recently been declared terminal.
That's devastating. They went from broken up to rebuilding everything in the face of mortality and had a baby after she went into remission. That says something. That's not a pity party. That's love coming full circle.
Yeah. And then she writes, I don't want you to feel sorry for me or throw me a pity party. I've gotten to live the life I wanted, and I'm okay with the fact that I'll most likely die before 40. The only thing that causes me any emotional pain is that I won't see my kids grow up and experience life milestones like graduating, getting married, and having kids.
That one hit, because that's the part no one talks about when we hear terminal illness. It's not just dying. It's what you miss, the life you don't get to witness.
Exactly. And here's the real question, the heart of this whole post. My partner and I have discussed it, and we want to remarry each other. I want him to be listed as my husband in my obituary. I want him to be able to make medical decisions in case I'm unable to. This one is big for me because of my situation. And so that he can get survivor benefits when I pass.
Yes, yes to all of that. That's not selfish, that's thoughtful. That's making sure the person you love is protected and respected. And wanting your obituary to say wife instead of ex, that's meaningful. That's legacy.
But of course, there's drama. And here comes. My sister, 38F, says that it's cruel to remarry him knowing I'm going to die soon. She said if I loved him, I wouldn't have divorced him in the first place, and that by remarrying him, I'm disrespecting the sanctity of marriage by doing it willy-nilly. And she also said I probably used my diagnosis the first time around to get his pity love so he'd get back with me since it resolved the main issue from our divorce.
Excuse me? That is such an ugly thing to say. This woman is dying, and her sister is talking about sanctity of marriage like it's some wedding Pinterest board. She's not being willy-nilly. She's dying with intention.
Right? And saying she used her cancer diagnosis to manipulate him into coming back? That's not just cruel, that's bitter. That's resentment talking, not logic.
Also, she's not dragging him back into something he doesn't want. They both want this. They want to seal what they've rebuilt, even if it's temporary. That's powerful, not pitiful.
Yeah. So finally she says, "So, Reddit, I was wondering if it's really bad for me to remarry my ex, even though I'm going to die."
No. Now, you would not be the asshole. You'd be a woman in love, doing what matters with the time you have left. This isn't about the law. It's not even just about the obituary or paperwork. It's about dignity, about being seen, about dying as a wife, not just an ex or a statistic.
Reddit had her back on this one. Thousands of comments, and everyone said the same thing. She's not an asshole. She's a fighter, a lover, a mother, and someone who just wants to write her final chapter with truth and honor.
To the writer, if you ever hear this somehow, thank you for sharing something so raw, so honest, and so full of love. You're not selfish. You're brave.
Would you be the asshole for remarrying your ex even though you're going to die?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
And to anyone listening who thinks love has to last forever to matter, no, it doesn't. Sometimes love shows up in the final stretch, and that makes it no less real.
We'll catch you in the next one. And go hug someone you love today. All right, buckle up because this one is straight up chaotic. So this Reddit post is titled, "Am I the asshole for kicking my roommate out after catching her having a foursome in our living room while my parents were visiting?" Already off to a great start, right?
A foursome? In the living room? While the parents are there? No way. This story better deliver because that is a nuclear level setup.
Let's get into it. Here's what the writer says. I, 24M, live with my roommate Katie, 22F. We've been friends since college. She's wild, sure, but I never minded. Until last weekend. My parents came to town and I told Katie and her aunts they'd be staying the weekend. She was like, no problem, and even said she'd be out most of the time so we could have space.
So far sounds reasonable, but I know Katie is about to go full reality show villain on us.
Just wait. Friday night, we go out to dinner. We come back around 10 p.m. I open the front door, and what do we walk into? Katie, completely naked, on the couch, with 3 other people. Everyone's in the middle of what I can only describe as an extremely energetic group activity.
Stop! Not the energetic group activity. That's the most polite way I've ever heard someone describe a full-blown foursome. Also, the parents saw this?
Yep, his poor mom almost fainted. My mom screamed. My dad just turned around and walked out the door without a word. I was frozen. Katie had the audacity to wave at us, then asked, "Do you guys need the living room?" I was mortified.
She waved? No. Katie's operating on a different plane of existence. That's not bold. That's borderline villain origin story behavior.
Right? And it gets worse. After I helped my mom calm down and booked her a hotel, I confronted Katie the next morning. She laughed and said it wasn't a big deal and that I was being a prude. I told her she had to move out by the end of the month.
Honestly, fair. There's being a free spirit, and then there's traumatizing someone's entire bloodline.
Exactly. But Katie didn't take it well. She's been telling everyone I'm controlling and anti-sex, that I shamed her for being free and expressive. Now some of our mutual friends are saying I overreacted and should have just let it go.
Let it go? Nah, if this happened in the privacy of her bedroom, fine. But that was the shared living room in front of guests who happened to be her parents.
Yep. Reddit was unanimously team writer on this one. Everyone in the comments was like, you had every right to kick her out. That's not quirky or expressive. That's straight up disrespectful.
Agreed. Like being sex positive doesn't mean you get to turn the living room into an episode of Euphoria while your roommate's mom is trying to walk through the front door.
So, Am I the asshole for kicking her out? Both. No.
Nope.
Not even a little.
Katie can wave goodbye to that lease the same way she waved at your mom.
Whew, what a mess. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you have handled it the same way?